Okay, here goes Lecture 2, Encryption and Decryption. There is an assignment based on this one. There was actually a lot of test questions based on the first one. Okay, I told you what they were, so you should be fine. Okay, so fundamentals, we have a sender, receiver, we have some sort of media. We're going to be using this stuff all semester. So we have plain text, that's stuff I can read. That's like a book, I can read it, okay? Ciphertext, that's text that's been jumbled up. It's been mixed up, okay? So we're going to be using that throughout the semester as well. Then we could have intruders, we could have interceptors, they could interrupt, they could intercept, they could modify, fabricate, all that stuff we've already heard. Okay, you've learned all that already, okay? Nothing new there. Cryptography is using encryption to conceal plain text. Okay? Watch The Imitation Game. You'll learn about the Enigma machine. I actually saw the Enigma machine up in D.C. area. But, I mean, that was considered unbreakable for a very long period of time. So, crazy. Okay? Cryptanalysis is unauthorized code breaking, and cryptology is cryptography and cryptanalysis together. Okay? And very basic stuff. Breakable encryption. This is analysis can determine the algorithm getting enough time and data. So if I had something that's encrypted and give me enough time and enough data, I could probably figure it out. That's how they tried to break the German code. I mean, they had new data every day. They just didn't have the time. Okay? It changed every day. So theoretically breakable is practically unbreakable, and we probably can. We might not be able to, but again, it's kind of like, let me go to this website here. I'm going to show you a website. How secure is my password? Okay. Go to this website and type in, okay, I'm going to type in my row state password. What do you think? Is that a good password? That's what I logged into this computer with today. Okay. So that's the problem. But how do they know it's going to take 38 billion years? It's an estimate based on the length and based on the characters. Now I'm going to type in my LastPass password. 118 quadrillion years. That's a little bit better. Go to this website, type in your password, and see what it takes. Okay.
Does that factor in also the expansion of
More
computing capability?
No, it does not yet. Okay. But so really we don't know. I mean, they're just making an estimate. Okay, it's kind of like when you buy a hard drive. They have what's called a mean time to failure. Pretty much everything's going to fail. Do y'all agree with that? Everything you buy is going to fail. Even this stapler will break sooner or later. But they have the mean time to fail. In other words, the average time for the stapler, they'll even tell you it'll handle X number of staples. Okay, I watched a video like how things made. They showed how they tested buttons. They literally had a robotic thing just kept pushing this button forever until the button failed. And that's how they calculate that kind of stuff. Okay? Brute force, try every possibility. So if obviously my password involves the keys on the keyboard because I used it. How long would it take based on using all the keys to do it? It could take quite a while. Okay? Ingenious attacks. What if I just think of a new way of doing it? Like Rain Man kind of stuff. We'll see a picture of that here in a second. But estimates of breakability based on current technology. Can you imagine, what was it, 118 quadrillion years? What if I was using technology from 1990? How big would that number be? First of all, they wouldn't have been able to calculate it. There's something called Moore's Law. It says the number of transistors on a chip are doubling basically every 18 months. A prime example, if you watch last year's Apple keynote in September, they showed the new MacBook, okay? And what was best about that, I need to go find a picture of that. But they showed the prior MacBook, then they showed the new MacBook. And the entire motherboard, processors, and everything had shrunk more than 50%. So in 1 year time period, that entire workings of the reason they showed it was it had shrunk so much that the entire rest of it became a big old battery. So it could last a lot longer. So, things are... Oh, it's just so crazy, okay?
They didn't because they started using so much more power.
Yeah, well...
That's the thing I hate about the new phone. So it has this so much better battery, but
Yeah.
lasts the same amount of time because everything consumes so much
Right,
more.
and all the graphics and everything else. If you ever see Mercury Rising, kind of a cool movie. It's where this kid there's this magazine that's got like puzzles in it, and he solves one, and it turns out it's this code for the federal government that no one was ever able to solve, and it's kind of a cool movie. You get a chance, watch it. Okay. And how about Rain Man? Okay. You know, my stepson has a form of autism. Okay. I taught him binary in like 5 minutes. I mean, he loved it. I mean, he went to school and came home and he was very upset because his teacher couldn't understand. He goes, I'm trying to explain it to them and they just don't understand. So I actually had a parent-teachers meeting like 2 weeks later. And they're like, yeah, he was trying to show me something, but I didn't understand what he was saying. Problem is, things like that, binary, he could really pick up. I mean, I came home the next day and he had an entire message written on the whiteboard. I'm like, nah, I'm not decoding that. You just like what the darn thing says. Okay? But, you know, it's just, you never know what people can do nowadays. We got AES encryption, which is the best one out there. Does that mean it's never going to be broken? No, it hasn't been broken yet. Okay. Okay. So how it works. Key-based ciphers have more security than keyless ciphers. We're going to cover both of them, so don't worry about that. So key-based, we encrypt something with a key. Okay. So you see the K and the E. So the key, we encrypt something, that's the encryption key, then the decryption key is the D instead. Okay? So we take our plain text here. Where's my marker? We take our plain text right here. This is our plain. We take our plain text, encrypt it with the key to get our ciphertext. Okay? So we took our book, used some encryption key, and got our encrypted book. Okay? So then if we take our ciphertext, remember that's the one we just made, decrypt using the decryption key, that'll get us our plain text back. Make sense? So encrypted with one key, decrypted with a different key. They could be the same key, but that's later. So is that equal to, so the plain text being encrypted with the key, which is equal to ciphertext. Then that being decrypted with the key is equal to the plain text again. You see that? This is about as complex as the math gets. It's not really difficult. So if we took our plain text, again, our plain text encrypted with this key. Remember, we already learned that plain text encrypted with a key over here. Remember this? Becomes ciphertext. So this middle section here becomes ciphertext. Then ciphertext decrypted with this key becomes the plain text again. So we're basically saying the functions are the same. Okay. Symmetric, easy way, symmetric is the same key. Asymmetric is different keys. I'm going to tell you the easiest way to understand that. Symmetric, same key, S. Symmetric, same key. Okay. So if I ever say symmetric, it's the same key. Asymmetric is different key. So you're trying to remember which one's which. One of them has an S in it at the first letter. Symmetric, same key. Easy enough to remember. Until you read that book, it's just amazing. You go so in depth on that. Okay. So symmetric is an encryption system where you use the same key for both encryption and decryption. The key must be kept separate. I'm sorry, not separate. Secret. Must be kept secret. And it has to be shared with both. So me and Josh both have to have the same key for this to work. Anyone see a problem with that? First of all, how do I get the key to Josh? And what happens if Josh gives out the key? Well, there goes everything. Because now everybody's got my key. Not a good plan, okay? Okay? So, again, the key is the same. One key per channel. So for me and Josh to be able to communicate, we need one key. You agree with that? Me and Kevin back. Me and Kevin want to talk. How many keys do me and Kevin need? Not really Kevin, but it's close enough. We need one key. So Josh and Kevin want to talk. How many keys do they need? One key. So for all three of us to be able to talk, we need 3 keys. See that? Okay? And here's the math for that. End users. So say there's 4 of us. Let me get a different pen. I like this one. Let's go to red. And let's go to pen. So if we have 4 users, okay, 4 users, just like over here, A, B, C, D, okay?
That's definitely not red.
That's close. Close enough. Is that better? Okay, so the math is 4 times 4 minus 1 divided by 2. So if there's 4 users, it's 4 times, what's 4 minus 1?
1 minus 1 is 0.
What's 4 minus 1?
3.
So 4 times 3 is?
12.
12. Divided by 2 gives us 6. So if you want to prove that's true, so here's our 4 users, A, B, C, D. So A and B need a key. A and D need a key. A and C need a key. So that's A can now talk to everybody. Then B and C need a key, and B and D need a key, and C and D. There's 6. I'll be able to see how that works. So we have authentication as long as this key is kept secret. But we have a problem getting. How do I get the key to Josh? Okay, how do I get that there? You know, that's tough. So distribution is a problematic. Management is always a problem. Okay? So A, pretend I'm number A. I have to keep track of 3 keys. I can't jumble them up. I can't let any of them out. Everybody see that? See how that works? Okay. So storing, safeguarding, activating. Maybe I'm going to get Josh the key. So is it active immediately, or do I want to make sure he gets it first? Or there was an issue. I had a teacher who helped work on the turnpike going to Tulsa, the whole pike pass system. First of all, he said there was an issue with the whatever the animals were eating through the red fiber optic cable. He didn't know why. Only the red one. Some of the colors, they had to change it. But he was saying that when they first put the system online, everybody in Oklahoma City was getting charged a toll charge right off the bat. What it was, they were active the moment they were made. They shipped them down in a truck. They all went through the toll gates and they all got charged a toll, so they should not have been activated right away. So yeah, that was an issue. Everybody getting their pike pass was charged the toll from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. But it was only affected people in Oklahoma City. Duh! People in Tulsa weren't getting the charge. I mean, that would take a while to figure out. So, kind of funny. Okay, so if we have 8 users, how many keys we have? So it's 8 times 8 minus 1, divided by 2. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 times 7 is 56. We need 28 keys. We're not going to draw that picture. Okay? All right, asymmetric. Now we have different keys. Public key encryption. And you've got to read that book. It's amazing. It has it all in there. Okay, 2 keys per user. I have a public key and a private key. An example of this is PGP by Phil Zimmerman. So, it's a number. So it's 2 times n keys. Okay, so if I have 4 users, each user has 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Done. That's it. The math for this one's a little bit easier. Okay, authentication. As long as the private key is kept private. The public key I can give out to the entire world. I have a PGP public key. If you go up on keystore.pgp.com, I'll show you what that is. Come on. Keystore.pg. What? Oh, it's key server. Keyserver.pgp.com. Type in kdewey at rows. Then type in this stupid CAPTCHA. There it is. There's my key. Let's download my public key. And let's open this. We're going to open it up with just a plain old Word notepad will work fine. Well, that sucks. Hold on. Where did it download it to? Downloads. Okay. Show in folder. Let's open it up with TextPad. There you go. There's my public key. Now I have the private key. This public key is shared with everybody. You realize that anybody could get this. So if you want to send me something, you encrypt it with my public key, and guess who's the only person in the world that can open it? That would be me. So you know I'm going to get it. Now what if I encrypt something with my private key and send it out to the entire world? Who can open it? Everyone. Remember, my public key is private. So if I encrypt it with my private key, send it out to the entire world, the answer to the private key is obviously the public key, which we know is public. So anybody can open it. Then why would I bother doing that? Anybody why? Know why? Who wrote the document? Who's the only person who has the answer to the public key? me. So you know it came from me. So it's a way of verifying that Ken Dewey sent you something. When you get into security commerce, you actually do a project in this. Okay. Can I understand what I just said there? Okay. So. All right. So, as long as the public key is kept, the private key is kept secret, you're good to go. Okay. Okay, we have a couple different cipher types. Substitution cipher. Maybe we're going to replace each letter with something. Okay. Or transposition, we can mix up columns. We're going to see pictures of these. Here's your homework. It's this cipher here. It's not, this isn't the assignment, but this is a cipher it's based upon. The single alphabet is used. What they did is they basically shifted the letters over by 3. So A becomes D, B becomes E, C becomes F, so on and so forth. You all see that? It's just shifted by 3. So if I gave you the ciphertext ZHDWW, shift it back the other way, and you get we ATT. If I gave you this whole thing, it comes out to we attack at dawn X. See that?
Is it standard to shift to the right or to the left?
It's normally to the right, but put it this way. Shift it one way. It doesn't mean nothing shifted the other way. Okay?
It's kind of going through script programming. The program they had is you just printed off all 26 results and found the one that wasn't.
So what? And you could go Caesar, CEASAR. Let's see if I could possibly find some website. Oh. Let's go here and say Ken Dewey. And then we're going to shift it by 3. And we're going to encrypt it. And there you go. That's what you get. I'm going to put that back up here. Now I'm going to change the shift to 4. I got gibberish. So will it work if I change it to 3? Why didn't it work?
You're shifting the same direction.
Exactly. We need to go to 23, which is negative. See how I did that? 3. So obviously you're going to have to go 23 to get around the other way. There's no option on this one for negatives. Some of them have negatives, but I guess we could do guess. There you go. We got it anyway. Well, it's probably because I already did it. But yeah, there's lots of websites out there. So when you have your first test, you type in your encrypted test question, and the shift is tough. It's 3. I'm just telling you it's 3. You go decrypt, done, or copy and paste. Okay, pretty simple to do. All right, so everybody okay on how that works? Pretty simple stuff. All right. So return to Rome becomes that, shifted by 3. Okay. Monoalphabetic is based upon a single alphabet, but this is a key-based cipher. Not encrypted with a key, but basically you see the word key, and then in there. So in other words, the key is the length. In other words, this key is 3 long. Okay. We could also substitute different things. Maybe we'll substitute an A with an A, B with a D, a C with a G, a D with a J, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't have to be just a shift. It could be other things. All right, breaking them. There's something called frequency distribution. Okay, do you ever do those old puzzles in the Sunday crosswords? At least some of us probably did. Most of you were young. You probably never seen the Sunday paper before. But what's the most common letter in English? Who watched Wheel of Fortune? E. N-L-S-T-R-N-E. Remember that? Y'all know that. Hopefully you do. Okay. But basically, each language has a certain distribution. The index of coincidence for English happens to be that. Okay? Okay? Computers make code breaking trivial, and you have an assignment in this, but this is not the first assignment. This is a third assignment. Okay? We can flatten it with polyalphabetic ciphers. So there's the English language. Obviously, E is the most prevalent. Okay? Index coincidence is a statistical measure of text which distinguishes text encrypted with the substitution cipher from plain text. Okay? There's a book on it, and it is considered the most important single publication in cryptography. Go read it. Okay, here's the idea. Index coincidence is defined as the probability of having 2 randomly selected letters that are identical. So imagine I have a hat with 26 letters. There's only 26 in there. 1 of each letter. I pull out an A. What's the odds of pulling out an A? 1 out of 26. Pretty easy. We have 2 hats. What are the odds of pulling out an A from the first hat and an A out of the second hat? 1 out of 26 times 1 out of 26. Do that for every letter in the alphabet, and you'll get 0.385 because those are randomly letters. That's not the English alphabet. Okay? So this is based on an evenly distributed set. Remember, English was 0.667. And remember, English is 0.667, but it's not random. Remember how we have more E's than other stuff. So on a evenly distributed group of letters, it would be 0.385. Y'all see that? You're going to need to know that in a couple weeks. I even highlighted it or underlined it. Okay, so suppose we have a bunch of hats. So if we have 8 A's, 3 C's, 13 E's, so on and so forth, like the English language, that's how we get 0.667. Okay? And you happen to have to look at a document written in 1972 to get that. Because the English changes. If you want to actually get 0.667, you need to get something from about 1972. It'll actually calculate out pretty close to that. If you want to get a newspaper article, and you can get that. Nowadays, it's not quite that. But, so we have English, it's 0.667, German, Spanish, and Russian, they're all different. Because obviously they don't have as many E's as we do. Okay? How is it useful? So the index sequences can be used to test if plain text is encrypted. Okay, I would like to repeat this sentence again. Index sequences can be used to test if plain text, if text is plain text or ciphertext. So I can use it to determine it if it is or not. Okay? Text encrypted with the substitution cipher will be closer to this. Okay? Since the frequency are random, they're not quite the same. Okay? Read this slide and this slide. Okay?
How would sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
How would the incident not be the same if all you're doing is shifting the letters?
I'm not saying just shifting them. Caesar cipher was just a shift.
Okay.
Well, say,
They're not always just a shift. Sometimes they're random.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the Caesar cipher is just one version of a substitution cipher.
well, say you're changing all of those E's to E. Suddenly E appears a lot less than it normally would.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. That's the end of those. We're going to start polyalphabetic ciphers next time. I would like you to. I'm going to talk about the assignment here real quick. I got to log back in here. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Darn it.
It's the worst part about hitting passwords. You mess up one letter, you might as well start over.
Darn it. What is my password?
Password form? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it's like hot dog 87. Right?
Art rhinos.
Seriously?
It might be something like,
Caps lock on.
No.
don't forget to bring Joshua water and
I heart Kevin.
That was it. Okay. So the first assignment, which I already showed you, which is due next week, is the simple Caesar cipher. It's just a shift of 3. Easy enough. Oh, I didn't cover Kaczynski yet, did I?
cover it.
I don't have time. All right. I'm going to move assignment 2 back. Because you can't do that one yet. I'm sorry. I didn't even talk about it, and you're going to be lost. So, if you want to look ahead at the videos, you can. They're up there. But I'm going to move that one back a week. Sorry about that.
Question out of curiosity.
Yes.
The quizzes and stuff, are the answers case sensitive?
For the first one, they are not. Okay? I'm moving this date right now, so everybody watching this can see. So it's, get out of there. So it was the 28th. I'm going to make it due on the 4th. Sound good? That way at least I can cover it before it's due.
Along with the other 2 4th dates.
Oh, no, we're going to cover those.
No, I know. But
Oh, you're just going to have 3 due on the same day.
Sets them at the
Yeah.
right time.
Kaczynski is a Prussian major who helped us figure out how to break a polyalphabetic cipher, but we haven't covered it yet. So we will fix that next time. Any questions about lecture 2? Okay, actually, while we're in here real quick, while this thing's still going, let me see, did I put up, unless maybe the index of coincidence is the second assignment. No, it's because I need to fix that. Yeah, I need to move this one into the next one. Need to move that into week 2. Week 2.
It's nice to see how easy it is to do something like that, though.
Yeah, but I need to make it, I need to put it in here. Come on. And in here. Okay, there, they're in the right place now. All right, so that's good, and we're out of class time. We'll pick up, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just kind of curious. Are we going to have on the crypto book, is that just reading, or are we going to have reports?
Okay, there will be no reports or homework due from the crypto book, but there is some bonus questions based. We will not get them without that book. I can guarantee you.